looking to get high?
Hey, how are you?
Hey.
I'm just setting up my stream. I'm actually online right now, so.
I know, I saw you sitting on the ramp.
No, I mean I'm on Twitch already.
Oh, okay.
What are you doing today?
Sitting in my pajamas, just finishing a cup of coffee.
Perfect. Yeah, I already pushed myself back a little before even starting anything because I knew I was too close to that building.
TOS system test. Okay.
Checklist time. Go through them the quick and dirty way. Let's see if we're streaming. Yeah. Okay, we're live. So to all you watching, you hear me mumbling to myself, but I'm just going through startup sequence, but I can idle for a few minutes if you need time to get ready.
I'm already started up.
Oh, all right.
I'm in the X-Cub, it's easy.
Okay.
TOS system test. Okay.
All right. I've just got to set up my flight, you know, the PFD and stuff, because it doesn't default to my last setting, so I have to reset them each time. All right. And I did pre-program a route just so it was easier to follow for me.
Yeah, I saw that. You're using
Little nav map.
nav. Yeah. You're using like waypoints, existing waypoints.
I am. It was just, it's mainly as a guide. I may or may not fly the lines, but it was mainly just so that I could remember where I was going.
Exactly.
All right. I don't know which runway we're running today. Looks like it'd be 3-6 based on the wind.
35175.
So runway 36, I'm already set for that. Preset my altitude at 4,500. Even if I don't use it, at least that way it's set for if I do. I'm getting used to the pedals. I'm doing a lot better with them now.
Good.
Wearing shoes helps. I was trying to do it in just socks before, and it definitely was not enough.
It just said wind at 35 knots.
There's gusting. According to a little nav map, there are gusts.
312 at 36.
A little nav map?
So that's
or
no, not little nav
in-game
maps.
ATIS?
Yeah, which isn't that far off of the little nav maps.
No.
Nav map has 309 at 21 knots.
Yeah.
So that's runway 36.
Yeah. And it's going to be probably a little bumpy coming up. It's also really cloudy, so I don't know how good the sightseeing is going to be today, but we'll see.
Let's see.
It looks like the ceiling is 3,500. So
Altimeter 3002.
So I'm going to actually set my starting altitude at around 3,000 is what we'll head for.
Sounds good.
And I've already
We
done
dodged
all.
some hills.
I've already done all my run-ups. So, well, I've got us going between most of the hills. So I think we'll be all right there. Where are you? Oh, there you are. Okay. I'm going to start my taxi.
Okay.
If I can get rolling here. Come on, buddy. Taxiing into that 21 mile an hour. No, it's tailwind right now. The angle. So we're going to taxi on the runway. Looks clear. Go over the apron a little bit here. Looks like a 20 knot crosswind on takeoff, according to what I'm seeing on my screen. That should make for some excitement. What's wrong?
I'm off the runway.
Oh.
That crosswind.
Oh yeah, little X Cub's really light. It probably gets tossed around a little, huh?
Right.
We'll use that as the excuse.
Definitely. I'm being bullied. I think there's if I have a tail crosswind, ailerons away.
I don't know. I don't see you. Are you right here with me somewhere?
I'm still back taxiing.
Okay. I will hold. I am right at the 3.6 marker. That's good. That gives me a minute to set up something. I want to cast that to TV. So I have the video over there. I think I won't see the chat up there, right? Which is fine. Sound off. I don't want that go. Oh, there you are. I'll pull ahead a little to give you some room. Oh, that sucker turns tight, huh?
If I do it right. If I lay in the power and hit the brakes.
That's just what I do. I brake on one side with the power.
Well, at least you got the pedals now.
Yeah, it helps a lot.
Does the pedals have like toe brakes, like a plane?
Yeah, yep,
Oh, that's awesome.
yep. Properly done, yep. And I can adjust the tension as far as the left-right. And I
Yeah.
have it set to its softest so it doesn't slide on my floor. And it's still quite a bit of pressure, so I don't know why I'd want it any stiffer than it is. All right, we ready to rumble?
Ready when you are.
Throttle it up. So for those of you watching, we're starting in Berlin, New Hampshire.
I'm already there.
I need a little more speed. Ooh.
Oh, that 20 some odd knot headwind helped quite a bit.
Yeah, I've got it as mostly a crosswind, so.
Yeah, I got my nose pointed down the runway and just like drifting off to the right real quick.
Oh yeah, you're getting no forward momentum either, huh?
Yeah, if I stayed low, if I stayed close to my stall speed, I would just barely crawl. All right, 3,000.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring it up to 3,000. I'm gonna go straight out before I change course, get us a look, because we got hills, too much hills here. I don't want to.
Let's follow the river then.
Yeah, that works. So I'm going to come to 330 and come over there.
God, I need a better trim. I can, you know, I'm tapping the button and it doesn't do anything. Tap, 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 tap. And then I just hold it down and like all of a sudden I'm nose down to the ground.
That's, so I found with the button trim on my yoke, I've got it tuned pretty good now, but yeah, it's very easy to overcorrect on it.
What's that thing that a keyboard does where if you tap it, you get once,
Yep.
and you hold it down, you get one, and then all of a sudden it spins
Yeah,
it over and over again.
same exact thing.
So it looks like the best way through these hills is follow this road, and then there's a T intersection that goes to
Goes to the west.
southwest.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna follow that. Which are basically rounding. I mean, it's a hill, but it's already below us.
Yeah, I'm going to start banking soon. I'm at 2,500. Alright, I'm going to start coming around. Come around to 285.
Ooh, that's a little troublesome up ahead.
What is?
How the terrain goes up to meet the ceiling.
Oh yeah, we're going to run into that. It's going to be a problem. We may have to bring our altitude up some and get into that a little bit, which might be a problem because is it below freezing? Ooh, we're real close to the freezing point. I'm wondering if we should stay on this heading. If you look straight ahead of where I'm headed right now, there's a gap. Maybe we should stay down below and go through that gap and go around those mountains.
Oh, let's see where you're at. I don't see which way you're headed.
I am at 285,
Okay, so you're same as me.
but I have a
So
clear
like
shot. I have a clear shot, so I think we'll go around that mountain over toward Northumberland, and then we'll head south and follow Route 2 across. It looks like might be the best move rather than what I had planned.
Right.
I kind of wanted to head on the north side of those hills, but that might be problematic.
Well, we'll just have to wing it.
Unless we took Route 3 up to Brighton, up by Newport, and came down.
I still got my damn flaps on.
Yeah, I wasn't using flaps for that takeoff.
I didn't need it. Especially with that headwind.
I'm trying to find you now.
I should be at your like 10, 11 o'clock.
Oh, there you are. Okay. You got lights on?
Probably.
I'm not
Oh, maybe I
seeing-
don't. I think I didn't turn them on.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any lights. There you go. You're a lot higher than I
Too
am.
high.
I'm at 3,000.
Yeah. I hadn't leveled off. I was about to say I was starting to see fog.
Yeah, let's shoot it straight through these hills and then I'll figure it out from there. I'm almost thinking we'll turn a little bit to the north and head around those hills up there.
Well, when we clear this this hill on the right, maybe we'll see what's over there.
Yeah. I really like the being able to use the Google Maps for this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm using the terrain map now, so I can kind of see where the hills are and everything.
Yeah. So
we're following State Route 110 now. we turn right at around Northumberland, we should be able to head up around those hills. I think that's our safest bet right now. Because I know if we go the south route around those hills, there's a lot more terrain to worry about. And if we want to keep low for scenery, then that's kind of what we want to do. Otherwise, we shoot up above these clouds and try to shoot it that way. But then we're up around 5,000 or 6,000 feet. And bring the throttles
and
back a
possibly
little.
deal with icing.
I still have my throttles at climb. Yeah, the icing is what worries me. So, like I say, I'm showing 1 degree Celsius right now. So, I don't want to make it any worse.
Yeah, because in this thing I have carb heat, and that's about it.
I don't have
I
much
don't even
else
think
here.
the 172 in the game doesn't have carb heat, does it?
It has pitot heat.
It has that.
No carb heat. Has cabin heat, so I don't get cold, and it's functional. You can pull the lever out.
Yeah, you can heat your cabin, but not your.
Not your engine. Yeah.
Oh, that's my game. My game's frozen.
Uh-oh. Did I lose you? I'm not seeing.
Yeah, because my game's frozen. Oh, it came back.
All right. I was going to say, I can give you an airport that I'll be flying near to come up and intercept if you need to.
And now you're not on my screen.
Did
Oh,
you-
I know what did it. There you go. I unplugged the Xbox controller so I could give it to my kid.
Oh, and USB had a little bit of a fit.
Yeah, and I've seen a streamer have that problem when they turn on or off their
Yeah.
controller. It just freezes the
Yeah,
thing
I
for
see
a
you
while.
behind me now. So, I think I'm going to come over to 330. No, 300.
We do have a
31.
hill in our way.
Yeah, I'm coming up 3. I'm going to go 315.
Okay, so go north of that hill.
Yeah. To the right. Unfortunately, it puts us dead into the headwind, but I'm holding about 104 knots, 105 knots in that area.
Okay, so you're basically kind of like following this highway.
Exactly. US 3. I'm going to follow US 3 up to, I don't know what map mode you're on, but if you're looking at it on the Google one, 3 up to Bloomfield, and then 105 through that pass over toward Brighton.
Okay.
And then we'll head over toward Newport, and then come down that valley that I was going to hit right in the middle. We'll just come down it from the top. Once we're into that area, I know the landscape pretty well, at least from the ground. They did get a little bit of the browning on these hills right, because it was very green in the summer, and now the hills are looking more brown. So they did do something right with the seasons here. I don't know why it's not consistent, but I literally flew this area back in late August, and those hills ahead of us were green as could be, and now they're brown. Which this time of year they should be.
Right.
And about a third of these trees should be bald. You know, the rest of them are evergreens.
I was flying in the hills in my area, which are grassy and oak.
Yeah.
So it's mostly grass with some oak trees and shrubbery. And so in the springtime, so in the winter and the springtime, the rains turn it all green, and then they turn like golden yellow. and some parts of the terrain were green, and some parts of the terrain were dry. And so some of the aerial imagery had been done when it was green, and some of it was when the grass was dry. And there was just like a solid line between them.
Demarcation line, yeah. I've seen that in scenery a few places now where you'll see, oh, they obviously took this at a different time of year.
Exactly.
Getting a little choppy. Oh, but the headwind has dropped some. That's nice. I'm going to go a little bit more to the right. I'm going to come over to like around 330, just because I know we got that hill ahead of us. It's a ways up still, but
Okay.
it looks like if we come over to 330, we can pretty much shoot right between those two little hills, and we'll be good. We might not do the swing over to Burlington thing just because of time. Like with this detour, I don't want to add another 15 minutes to the flight. And I'm thinking my next chapter, instead I was going to go upstate New York, I think we'll start heading south and go down the coast and figure it out from there. But I haven't decided yet. I'll have to talk to the guy who hired us to do this and see what he wants to do.
Hired in air quotes.
Yeah. God, I wish I could get paid to do this. I have to do a lot more streaming than I do to make money at it, that's for sure.
Right.
Yeah, these are beautiful, these trees. Especially with the way the sun's shining through and casting shadows on them. These hills. Kind of pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Especially off to the right there. I loved it when I lived up in that area. I used to tell people I loved living in northern Vermont. It was beautiful in the summer, all 4 weeks.
Right.
And we had some years when the snow wasn't fully melted until the first week of May, so. And sometimes we get first snow at mid-October. I'm going to come down a couple hundred feet. I don't like being this close to these dark clouds.
Yeah. I was
Let's go.
thinking that too.
Let's come down to 2500.
What's your heading?
330. This headwind's hammering our ground speed. Yeah, it feels a little better not being quite so close to those. I've been using a little nav map for a lot of flight planning and things. I'm really liking it. I love the airport views, so when I'm taxiing, I can zoom in on it that way and look at those. And it does do the approaches pretty well. I mean, they're not the standard approach templates that you get out of something like Navigraph, but at least you can see what altitudes you need to be at, where, and everything.
Right.
The weather radar and just see what it looks like. Okay, so as soon as we turn south up here past, well, it was waypoint Husav, it'll start clearing up. It looks like this storm is completely just up on this end of the state, so that's good. So we'll get around these hills and turn south, and we'll be good. Well, we'll turn west first for a bit. I'm headed right for the peak. So come over just a little. Oh, there you are. Zooming up there.
And I'm fiddling with my PFD flight plan and stuff.
Oh, good. Actually, it was kind of visually kind of cool because you kind of zoomed up on my left side and then across to the right, and now you're falling back. Makes for good video. These clouds seem to be getting lower now. Looks like little nav map is just giving up on my elevation profile because I'm so far off course.
Yeah, that's the problem with it. It doesn't really,
Adapt.
it doesn't show,
Yeah.
I wish it would show your actual route.
Right, versus
Even if
your
you
plan.
deviate.
Yeah. It's all right.
But it's not exactly how it works, unfortunately.
It's a great little product.
So sometimes I just try to update it on the fly for where I know I'm going.
Yeah. I guess I could do that.
Are we shooting for that gap up ahead?
Yes. And if you look on the map, on the little nav map, pretty much going to head right for Newport, and then we'll start turning south.
I see.
So, in fact, I'm going to set Newport State as a. Can't set that as a. Okay. Just put a point on the map then. Add position of flight plan. There we go. Yeah, I'm gonna come a little bit left because I'm headed for those hills. not gonna try to insert it on my PFD because I know I'll screw it up. I'm not very good at running that thing yet for adding stuff. I'm okay for setting approaches and making minor changes or creating root from scratch, but to insert something in the middle, no, I don't trust myself.
Oh, look, there's an airfield below us.
Yeah, that is, looks like Boylan State. Small field, right?
Yeah,
little
it
grass
doesn't even
field.
look like it's in the game. Oh no, it is.
It is,
It's on the
yeah.
map.
Yeah.
It's just using just the map terrain,
Yep.
the runway.
I ran into that with Point Roberts, Washington. And I was flying in conditions similar to what we have now, but darker. And I couldn't, visually, I had a lot of trouble finding that runway to come in. I did manage to hit it, but man, I hit it with the brakes locked up because I had to come down hard. I probably should have circled. This cloud layer's dropping on us again. We've got a little bit of wiggle room if we need to go down another 500, but I'm going to try not to for now. So that's the little town of Brighton that we're going over right now. And I think that's...
If we do have to drop to 2,000, we're good for a little bit.
Yeah, I was noticing that.
Might have to divert.
Yeah, I'm going to come down another 500. You got to divert? For what?
For terrain,
Oh,
looking at where our, terrain goes above about 1,500. Try
Yeah,
to stay
well-
500 above the terrain.
yeah.
Down to
Well, I think once we get up to Newport and start turning south, again, the skies are going to hopefully start clearing up some, so we should be good. So at that waypoint, the ground is really low. It doesn't come back up until we get south of there. I think we'll be all right. I'm going to go a little bit right here just because of the way this hill is.
Yeah, just stay in the valleys. With a ceiling like this, you really want to sort of look for the low terrain.
Again, just kind of following this road and this stream up. This little river.
In real life, we would not be doing this.
No. This would be too dangerous for the day to be out.
Yep, because you can't, it's not a sim, you can't, the clouds aren't just going to stay where they are.
Right.
The temperature's going to drop, the ceiling's going to drop.
Yeah. Too risky. But we're in a sim, so we can get away with it.
Mm-hmm. Also, hopefully in real life, we would have better weather resources.
Yeah.
You
And
know?
better visibility in a lot of ways. I mean, our views are a little bit limited in the sim, too.
Yeah, I'm at a heading of like 308.
Yeah, I'm 315 just to kind of get around that hill.
So you're like over the going over the water over there.
I'm right over Route 105, directly over it.
You have bots in your Twitch.
Have I?
They want to know if you want to become famous.
Wonderful. There's a way to block them, right?
Just ban them. They're not real.
Block. Report. Well, I'm not going to go through answering questions to report them. And can I delete the post? Doesn't look like I can.
You should be able to. Let's see. You should have options in your. What are you using? Are you using the Twitch dashboard?
Just a regular web
The
client, yeah.
You should have mod capabilities. At the bottom, do you have a sword icon?
Oh yeah, look
Where you
at
can
that.
go into mod mode?
Mod view. Holy shit, okay. A lot more options now.
Yeah, so basically you just click on them, their name comes up on their profile comes up, and then you have options to ban, timeout, all that stuff.
Okay. Well, now they're not up on it because I did that, so. Because it refreshed.
Do you have, so over on the left, do you have a thing where you can view, you should be able to view all of your viewers
I'm looking now.
and see if they're in there. I don't know if they have to be around for a while for them to show up. Maybe they weren't in there long enough.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it. Not a big deal. At least now I know what I got to do to kill them. So.
Right.
Yeah, I hadn't been in this dashboard view before, so. Let's see that. Bookmark that way. That way I have it. It loads this way when I'm doing a stream. Alright, what am I going to do course-wise here? Looks like we're still pretty good on my course. I'd really like to get up off the floor here, though. Don't like being this low through here. So those buildings that like are 1 or 2 o'clock, those aren't really that big in real life. Oh, you're way over there. To my left.
Yeah, I'm not paying attention right now.
Okay.
I'm doing something.
Watch out for those mountains. I'm actually going to come around back over to 28. Actually, I'm going to come over, 285 for now.
All right,
I'm
we're
gonna
gonna
start-
head this way.
Closing, because we're gonna want to start turning south. I'm gonna get some altitude. I'm not liking being this low. I'm getting those altitude warnings.
I see a pretty far horizon off to our 10 o'clock. 10, 11
Yeah, that's
o'clock.
the direction I'm headed.
Yeah.
I'm flying right at Newport State Airport, and just south of that, I'm gonna turn south.
Yeah, I'm clear of terrain, so I'm gonna head that way.
I mean, if you just keep going west, I'll intercept you, so, when I turn south.
So there's a saddle in the hills at about heading 275, 273.
Yeah,
Maybe 270 for you.
yeah, that's the direction I'm headed, or I will be in a few seconds. I'm at 285 now, so. I'm back up to 2,500, but I'm right at freezing, so I'm a little nervous.
Mm-hmm.
If I start seeing any icing, I'm dropping. I'm about to cross the interstate. Well, I guess I got a few miles left before I do that.
Have you noticed in NavMap that the sometimes the terrain is glitchy? It'll there's like a 1,000, there's like over 1,000-foot jump in terrain when there isn't in the topo.
I have noticed that a couple times, yeah.
So some regions have like maybe it's piecing together terrain data from different sources or something.
Could be.
And one of them is clearly very wrong.
So you see this little river ahead of us? This little river winding through everything?
Yes.
We're going to want to
crossing
turn
it.
south along that for a while.
Oh, I see. So Irisburg.
Yeah, we want to head toward Morrisville.
So
and Hyde Park.
the airport is between those two rivers, and you're talking about the one to the west,
Yeah,
on the west side. Okay.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that looks good.
Oh, you're still down at 2,000,
I am.
where it's safe.
Yeah, I don't mind hugging the trees.
Yeah, basically I'm on a beam right now, pretty much for Morrisville. Just a little north of Morrisville is where I'm headed. So, if you follow that line, you'll know what my intention
So there's kind of a river valley.
Yeah.
I'm headed about 250.
Yeah, I'm at 240 right now, following, I'm pointing right down that river valley.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, it looks like we're heading for the same thing. You just have your head in the clouds.
Yeah, I'm coming back down. I didn't like it when I started getting low terrain warnings. I'm still touching the clouds a little, it looks like at around 2100. What is that runway right below you? Oh, that's not a runway, never mind, it's a farm. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna come over 250. Get a little better angle on this. There we go. It's nice to have that wind at our tail for a change. You can see
Not on
things
my
are
screen.
lightening up a little too as we head south. What were you saying?
For me, I've got a 8-knot headwind.
I got an 11. Oh no, sorry, 10 knot headwind. You're right. You're right. It's a headwind. I was reading it backwards.
Oh yeah.
I see you moved your flight from last night to tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, yesterday was my wife's birthday.
Oh.
And we were just all kinds of busy, anyways.
Yeah.
So.
I think that conflicts with the staff meeting now, though, doesn't it?
Oh, I'll have to check.
Because the
You're
staff
probably right.
meeting is at, I think 11 o'clock your time.
Yeah. Might have to stop for fuel.
If you need to, let me know.
I'm at 10 and 15 gallons.
I'm at
25.
about 25 gallons. I should be fine for a flight this length. Actually, no, I'm closer to 30 gallons, I think.
Well, how long have we been flying? Because I've used 5 gallons.
We've been flying about 40 minutes.
Okay.
All this up and down burns a lot of fuel too, though. So we're going to want to go a little bit west from this river valley,
Okay.
but not yet, I don't think.
Like head straight towards Morristown?
Yeah, basically that's what I'm doing. I'm aiming myself at Morristown, which is going to put us close to these hills.
Which for me is straight ahead at 245.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Did you just bleed off some airspeed or something? It seems like I'm gaining on you.
I've been cruising at a pretty solid 109.
Okay.
It's indicated and true are the same.
Yeah, I'm about the
It's
same.
low
So
enough.
maybe it's just our angles are getting us closer. This hill's in my way. I gotta turn left a little bit and go around it. It's a pretty small hill. Once we're over it, it looks like it's pretty low from there to Morristown. Or Morrisville, sorry. I want to get us over kind of so we're going just to the east of Mount Mansfield, which is the tallest peak in Vermont. At about 4,300, I believe. Which means it's going to be up in the clouds, so that's going to bite a little bit. We won't get to see the peak, but we should still see the Stowe Ski Resort. Alright, this looks like a good place for me to cut across. Be close to this ridge as I go over. It's too bad it doesn't do the seasons properly. Stowe probably looks pretty nice right now with the white streaks going down the mountain for the trails. We'll just see them in green.
There's a mod for that.
Is
It's,
there?
fall color, fall tree colors. I forget what it's called though.
I
From what
saw
I hear-
one. I saw one that shrinks the trees, and I was thinking about that one because I still feel like the trees are a little too dominant.
Hmm.
They're too thick in some areas. They're thicker than they should be. Like I did a low fly over Manhattan the other day, and it looks like a forest. Like lower
the-
Manhattan has big trees in the middle of it.
There's something weird with buildings and trees.
Yeah.
For some reason, it'll spawn buildings and it'll spawn trees that are same size as the buildings inside the buildings. But you can see both the tree and the building. I don't know if they've worked on that because I think I haven't noticed it as much, but I also don't fly around cities very much.
Neither do I. I tend toward rural flights. So you going over that lake or pond right now?
No, I'm over the trees. There's a tiny little pond
To your right?
off to my left. No, off to my
Oh,
left.
to the left. Okay, I know where you are. All right. Yeah. So you're right over that Taylor airstrip then.
Hmm?
There's a
I
little
don't
tiny
see an
grass
airstrip.
strip. There's a little tiny grass strip right there with 1,500-foot runway. You should be just, I thought you were just about over it. I'm going to be going just to the right of it.
I'm coming up on the Green River Reservoir.
Okay. Oh, okay, yeah, that's, okay. So you've got to be just about over that little grass strip right now. You might have already passed it. It might be so small it's not even going to be able to be visible, but I'm going to try to find it.
You say strip, and I don't think it was a landing strip.
It's a
But yeah, it was an open
1,500-foot runway, yeah. Should be to my left right about now. Oh yeah, there it is. Okay. You wouldn't recognize it. It just looks like a field.
I do see a rectangular field down there.
It's literally at my 9 o'clock right now. That'd be an interesting one to come in. It's got hills on both sides of it, and then on the far end of it, it's a drop-off into the river valley. That's kind of cool. Alright, Pi's back ahead. So I am right on a beam for that flashing runway ahead of us, which should be Morrisville. Yeah.
Yeah, about 6 miles ahead. 5 miles.
Yeah, somewhere in there. And then there should be a small, it's called a highway, you'd call it a road. Highway 100 running just to the just to the west of the airport. And that's pretty much, I want to follow that down
Yep.
to I-89. So,
Yeah, it looks good. That's kind of how I have it
okay.
mapped out, all the way down to Waterbury,
Yep,
Duxbury.
Waterbury, yep. Where 2 and 89 meet. I used to live like 300 yards from there when I lived in northern Vermont. And those buildings that you see over there in Morrisville, they're not like that. There's probably nothing more than 2 stories in Morrisville. Over on our right.
Yeah.
there's another little grass strip here somewhere. Paris Field.
I see that.
See if I can pick it up. And I'm going almost
See the
over.
light green
Yep, that's
with the
it.
pond in it?
Yep.
It's the edge of that light green.
Yeah, that little tiny strip.
Yep.
Yep, exactly what it is.
There's another one even shorter.
So I'm straight on a line now for Stowe, just so you know. If you look, we're 108 and 100 meet.
Yeah, that's about where I'm headed.
And actually, at our 1 to 2 o'clock, you should see the Stowe Ski Resort.
Oh, I do see it.
Yep,
I see the
slopes. Yep.
the slopes, the runs.
I'm going to turn a little bit right here. Just to give myself a little berth around. He says, looks like I can get some altitude again. Maybe? I'd like to pick up no, looks like the clouds are still pretty low. I'd like to pick up 500 feet as we come through here. Looks like it's not meant to be. Yeah, Waterbury Village is where I lived.
I see sun.
Yep. Yeah, I was just going to look at the map again, the radar, weather radar.
It looks like the layer is not too thick. I'm gonna
No,
go out there and
we're
see.
breaking through it. It's going to be clear in another probably 20 miles. Or mostly clear.
All right. I'm gonna go take a peek.
You can go up?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me know what it looks like up there.
Oh, immediately getting icing.
Well, it is, yeah, it's only 1 Celsius where I am, so that kind of makes sense, I guess. You coming back down? Or you pushing
I'm gonna
through it?
power through it. Put in the carb heat. I think I was just brushing a cloud though, because it's not getting worse.
A little bouncy down here right now. F225. Follow this highway down. Oh, I'm gonna fly right over Ben and Jerry's headquarters, where they're founded. Their original factory. Used to get free ice cream every year from them. They would come down
I'm
into
climbing through 6,000. I'm just getting up to the tops. So the tops are like 6,500.
Okay. So it's still pretty thick. I'm starting to see blue through it though, so it's starting to break up.
Yeah, there was this one window, but I'm not really seeing other windows. Oh, there's another one.
Yeah, it's gonna, the clouds are thinning. I think we'll be good in another, like I say, I think once we get south of 89, we're gonna be good. I'm gonna eliminate the leg where we go over to Burlington.
Oh, that out and back thing you
Yeah,
had?
yeah. We're gonna skip that. I can see the skyscrapers of Waterbury Village now, which are obviously incredibly inaccurate.
Mm-hmm. Skyscrapers where there are no skyscrapers.
Yeah. Might be some.
God, this thing climbs like crazy. I'm at 7,000 feet.
Yeah, I seem to recall the one time I flew the Cub, it was very, very eager to get up high.
Well, that's what it is. It's light and powerful.
Yeah. Let's see
All right,
if
there's
I
not
can.
much to see up here than tops of clouds. So I'm going to come back down through this
Okay.
other opening.
I'm right over Waterbury Center now, so. I'm trying to look at follow the highway there, see if I can pick out where Ben and Jerry's was. I can point it out on the stream. Is that it? That might be it. I don't think so though. It's further down. I think this is it right here. Is that about right? Yeah. Look back at the map, the Google map, Ben and Jerry's right there.
Yeah, of course.
Oh.
I put this thing into a side slip to get through this window, and I'm able to drop it like 5,000-6,000 feet.
So I turned a little bit to the right, and I've got a beautiful view of the Camel's Hump straight ahead. It's just peeking into the clouds a little bit. It's called the Camel's Hump because the back of the top of the mountain looks like the humpback.
Yeah.
All right, coming down over Waterbury Center. I'm going to try to make some adjustments here. Delete. There we go. So I'm turning south over the valley. That's a little more than I had planned. Thank you.
All right, I'm not far behind you.
I'm going to come up to 2,500. It looks like it's clear enough for me to do that now, isn't it? You just came down.
It's spotty.
Is it? Okay.
Actually, this area here looks pretty good.
I'll stay down for a few more minutes then. Come right a little bit and start down that valley. The Mad River Valley. Yeah, I'm going up to 2,500. I'm not comfortable hugging it quite this close. And I think these clouds are going to thin out as we go further south, so we'll kind of bank on that. Moortown. I got married in Moortown the first time around. Yeah, the skies are looking pretty good now. I can see the Camel's Hump off to my right. I don't know where you are.
I'm below you. I'm about 500 feet off the ground.
No.
You have those discrete views.
Oh, there you are.
I use my hat switch to sort of, I can go left, right, up, and down.
You're really hugging that valley, huh?
I'm at 500 feet.
Yeah. That's Sugarbush Mountain. Well, you're probably too low to see it, but Sugarbush Ski Resort at my 2 o'clock right now. And there's 2 ski resorts there. I don't know what the other one is.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah, I've lost sight of you now. You must be almost directly below me or something.
It's hard to see which way you're pointing, but I should be at your 3 o'clock. There's a town down there.
Wait.
Yeah, in that view, your plane is blocking you.
Oh, is it?
I think so.
Oh yeah,
That's
there you are.
exactly
Yep,
where I'm at.
Yep. Looking from inside, I can see it. Okay. Good old Route 100. I've driven this road probably 300 times. The entire length, almost the entire length of the state. We lived up there and our families lived at the other end.
Mm.
And then classic New England terminology, you can't get there from here without doing this.
Right.
No direct way. If we took the highways, interstates, we had to go way a long way around. So looks like some ski stuff over there too. I don't know what that is. Maybe that's sugar bush. I don't know. By Warren.
There's an airstrip right here somewhere.
Warren
Like
Sugar
you
Bush.
passed over it
Yeah,
up in the hills. I can't see it from this river valley.
just to the left of me, it should be. Almost under me.
Yeah, it should be right about now.
Yeah. Come left a little bit. This was a nasty stretch of road in the winter through here. Granville Gulch.
I finally got all the ice off my windshield.
Yeah, I'm showing right at 0 Celsius right now, but the clouds
Well,
have come
I
up.
got all
So.
iced up when I got through the clouds.
Yeah,
I didn't go through the clouds, but I don't know. Maybe
you
I
brushed
skirted
them.
some of the clouds. Yeah. We got away from the roads and the houses. I can get even lower.
Well, there is a road in that valley, believe it or not, but it's
I see it.
runs right along the edge of
At
that
least
river.
As long as there are no people or structures.
Yeah, if you're still hugging it, that's almost canyon flying down there at this point.
Indeed.
And that is a plane for it. Yeah, I turned up the auto mod settings some too. I had those all down low. Whoa, mountains! I gotta pay attention when I'm flying here. Hello, mountains. Talking about how treacherous it was to drive through here. Gotta pay more attention while I'm flying through. I think I'm going to come up to 3,000 in fact. I think I'll be safe at 3,000. It's going to be just brushing it. Maybe not. Nope, we're going back down to 2,500. You got a pretty good valley to shoot right down through here now. Nice and low. You must be coming down
Yep,
on Rochester.
that's exactly what I'm
Hancock.
doing.
Yeah. There we go. I'm down here in your neck of the woods now. I'm down at 1,600 feet.
Coming down here for the view.
Trying to, yeah. Thought we'd see what it looks like down here in the valley.
This is a nice little valley. Very green.
500.
Yeah. It's like we're in the Green Mountains or something. Other than that river being kind of lopsided.
What is it with this giant facility here?
I don't know what that facility is.
I wonder what it's supposed to be.
I don't know.
It looks like maybe it wasn't even a building, but the AI thought it was. Oh, there's kind of a town here. It might be like a
not
Walmart or
much of a
Target or
town.
something.
So if you, yeah, I don't know where you are, so I can't point it out.
I'm coming up right behind you.
So that building I'm going over right now, the one right hanging over the river,
Yeah.
that used to be a PC gaming magazine in the early 90s. I can't remember the name of the company or the name of the magazine they published, but yep.
Was it PC Gamer or something else?
It might have been. I don't remember. Again, it was early. It was like literally, I'm talking like 1992 era.
Hmm.
And I worked there for a short time, like
Oh, okay.
like 2 weeks type thing, because it was such an awful place to work. And it wasn't really an industry I was in or wanted to be in, but it was like, okay, I need a paycheck. You're hiring. I'm going to move to BFE and work for you. And I got there, and it was not great. This little village ahead of us is Rochester, and that's where they were. They put me up in like this shack in the middle of Rochester until I could find a place, and I was like, yeah, we're not going to stick around. And I think that peak you see ahead, like way out, I think that might be Mount Killington Ski Resort. Which probably doesn't mean anything to you on the West Coast, but people from the Northeast or the East Coast will recognize Killington and Stowe. Alright, it is kind of cool to fly the valley down here. I guess I pick up a little speed now that I'm getting more comfortable with it.
Yeah, and at lower altitudes, speed is safer. If anything were to go wrong, you would basically have further distance to go.
Yeah. Gosh, I remember, like, I'm following this landscape, and I'm like, I remember these roads, I remember some of these buildings.
Mm-hmm.
500.
It's kind of cool.
That's one of the coolest things about this sim. It's just like everything is just so accurate.
It is.
It may not.
Like,
I mean,
the building may not be a perfect representation, but I can kind of get the vibe of, oh yeah, that's what that was, you know?
Right.
And if I know what was there to start with, my brain fills in the gap.
Yeah. And the road may not look quite accurate, but it's accurately placed.
It's not bad, but you're right. Yeah.
Well, you tend to see like this one, it kind of just, like the road just blends into the terrain,
Yeah.
and they kind of draw a gray line over it.
Yeah. I'm slowly increasing speed and adjusting trim to keep myself in line here. Oh, that's why it keeps wanting to go to the left. We got a crosswind. But she keeps pulling to the left. Like there's a covered bridge along here, and I've already it wasn't right when we went over it. It was just a regular bridge.
Yeah, with this crosswind from the right, we should be hugging the left side.
I would think we'd want to hug the right side to give us more margin for error.
Well, if you're in a valley and you have a crosswind, you want to be on the downwind side.
Interesting.
So you don't want to be in the rotor that's coming over the hill. You want to be in the updraft on the other side.
Okay. Oops. A little too much there. Alright, I know exactly where I am now. Just in case any Canadians watch this, the best maple syrup comes from right here, this area here, not from Canada. Vermont maple, especially from the center of Vermont. I might be biased, having grown up on it.
Slightly.
Yeah. So I am actually going to pull up out of the valley a little here because I want to get a good view of Killington Mountain. And we won't get that in the valley. And we're getting close to it, so. And I just made a wrong turn. I didn't follow the road. The road should have turned a sharp left or sharp right back there, and I went straight down this valley.
That's okay. We can follow this valley here to the right. Or even make a sharper right. Just get above the terrain.
That's what I'm doing. Yeah, that's Killington Peak straight ahead. I don't know if from this angle we're going to see the ski resort, but it's on the kind of on the northwest slope. Yeah, actually, I see Killington Village ahead of us, so we will see it. I guess it's on the northeast slope. Did you follow up the valley further? Because I don't have you.
I went into my settings there for a sec, so I'm catching up.
Oh, okay. left a little bit, looks like. I wasn't paying attention.
Look at you diving over terrain like that.
Yeah, a little bit of adventure flying here. Get back down into the 100 valley. Hold on to your birth bags. We're about to get a little crazy here.
500.
That's too bad. The gondola is not represented. There's a gondola that comes down right down here on my left, or my right.
Does it go up the mountain or
Up to
something?
the peak, yeah. Yep. Pull up, pull up, pull up. Yeah, let's get down off the floor a little bit. Okay. Oh, there you are above me. Huh, there's a change.
I came down.
Yeah, but I was literally on the floor. I was probably 100
I
feet
saw
off that,
that. You
off
were-
that highway at one point.
Talk about being unsafe.
Hey, you know what my rule is? No FAAC in it? I didn't do it.
Right?
What the hell are you doing? No, 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 no. No, no stall. No stall, I'm over water.
Oh, you're flying. You're slow there.
Yeah, I
How'd that
had a
happen?
problem. Autopilot tried to kill me.
Oh yeah, screw autopilot down here.
Well, I was trying to pull up out, but I think I gotta wait till I get up there and level before I do it.
Right.
Or at least up out of here.
Yeah,
a
and
little
use
bit more.
if you're gonna do that, don't use VES mode. Use
FLC.
FLC.
Yeah.
FLC mode.
Yeah, I hadn't even got that far yet. I hit the autopilot button before I had everything set up. That's part of the problem. So I'm going to fly pretty much a straight 180 through over these hills.
Okay.
You're fast enough to wind through them, so you'll be fine. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. I'm coming up to 3,000. Give myself a little breathing room. And I'm going to go over and pick up my line, my nav line. And go down over the center of the state. So just south of Wilmington, there is a nav point called Icuro, I-C-U-R-O. If we pick that up, it puts us on a pretty good shot for the runway, assuming runway 31 is the one that's active. That's probably something I should look at.
Yep, I see that.
Yeah, 31 will be the active one at Morse State at Bennington. So that'll put us on a really good line to come into there. And it's going to be a straight on visual approach. Should get a good look at Stratton Mountain too, which is another one of the popular Vermont resorts. And Bromley, I don't know if we'll get a good look at Bromley from this angle. Mount Snow will definitely pass. Creative naming, huh? Mount Snow.
Right?
The sky's cleared up pretty good down here.
Yeah, it looks pretty nice.
Not bad at all. Are you still following the road down, or did you pull up behind where I am?
I turned my nameplates off,
Okay.
and I basically lost sight of you.
Okay.
Oh, I see you. You're down below me. I'm probably at your 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock.
Oh, there you are. Yep. Yep. I'm like looking at the sky. I'm like, hey, there's a plane up there.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, that's a really nice shot. Screen cap. You're up around 4,000 or 3,500? You're coming down.
Pretty much. Yeah, I started coming down. I was steadily climbing because I wasn't really
Well,
paying
we
attention.
will want to be up around between 3,500 and 4,000 before we come into the airport, because those hills are high. So I'm just going to stay low through this valley, and then I'll probably come up in about another 5 or 6 miles. I'll start climbing.
There is a valley we can shoot through. It'll make it easier.
Not to get to, well, to go to
Well, let's-
Bennington where we're going, we'd have to go over those mountains to your right to get to that valley. This valley here, yes, we're good going south through this valley here, but once we want to go west again, we've got to go over the hills. There's no clean way over those hills without going over them. Unless we shoot west where Peru is and go down by Manchester. But then that's going to be a really tight approach to Moore State. Like a really tight turning. Because that's all one big, like, big valley through there. Small valley through there.
Okay, let's take a look at this. So we're here. We have Stratton Mountain
Yep.
in our way.
Right, so if we go north of Stratton and go down following US 7, we can get there that way. That's a pretty clean valley, but the problem is the turn into runway 31 is going to be hairy.
Oh, yeah, so that puts us on the other side of the airport.
So I'm coming down to Wilmington side on the other side, Peru, Jamaica, down to Wilmington, and then turning west and going over Searsburg Mountain and Woodford. Woodford is a huge metropolis, so when we go over it, you should be able to spot it easy. Its population when I lived there was 324.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty major happening place. I don't know what mountain that is on our left. Huh. That's one of the ski resorts. I don't know that one. Looks like it's over by Wyndham, Londonderry. Can zoom in and probably figure it out. Magic Mountain. Oh, yeah, I know Magic Mountain. I don't know that I ever knew exactly where it was, because I don't ski. Yeah, there's some really neat little valleys and stuff through New Hampshire and Vermont. As you're seeing, shooting down through them. I just saw you go down on my left there. Very yawning today. If you, I don't know if in a little nav map, if you turn on where it shows what airports are around you, but VT06, Victor Tango 06, is labeled Santa's. And that was there's a little place called Santa Land there in Putney, Vermont. It has its own little
nice.
strip. 2,200 foot strip. I think it's a grass strip. It's this little tiny like kids amusement thing. Only open for 3 months out of the year.
Oh, yeah. We used to have that when I was a kid. It was San Bernardino Mountains. They had a Santa's Village.
Yep.
Never actually went up there.
I vaguely recall going there as a child, but you know, that was over 40 years ago now, so.
So we are going to have to come up. Let's see, if we've really hugged this highway here, and shoot through the canyon, we could probably stay down at 2,500. But if we just coming up to 3,000, we're pretty clear.
I'm at 3,000, and I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be skimming. I'm looking at my elevation profile. I'm going to be skimming those suckers coming in.
Well, I really kind of massaged the track to sort of get around some of the terrain.
To get yourself through, yeah.
Yeah.
That's got to be Mount Snow straight ahead of me. Or is that Stratton? Am I up to Peru yet? No, I'm past Stratton. Stratton will be off to my left. Yep, I can see the slopes. So that's Mount Snow.
And I'm right up behind you on your left tail.
Oh, yeah.
Sounds like more coffee's in order.
I don't drink coffee.
Oh, right.
More sleep would have been in order is the problem. I think I only slept 5.5 hours last night.
Mm. It's about 2 a.m. when I fell asleep. It was 7, 8. So I probably got about 6.5, 7 maybe. If I was lucky. Which is pretty good.
I'm usually happy at about 7.5.
That's pretty much right where I'm. It's my,
But I'm awake every morning between 5:30 and 6:30, regardless. So
oh yeah.
my body wakes up with the sun, or before it sometimes. Maybe that is Stratton Mountain ahead of me. I guess that would be, yeah. On my, at my
There's
two.
Pinnacle to our 2 o'clock. There's Mount Snow. Oh, no, that's
Yeah, that's Stratton. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mount Snow's further down to Dover, down at Dover. Yeah. I used
Yeah,
to-
and Pinnacle is a smaller hill between us.
I used to know somebody who worked
Between
at
us and
Mount
the mountain.
Snow. So I might break my path and shoot Route 9 through there, over the mountain there. It still gets up pretty high, but I don't know, we'll see when I get down to Wilmington. Oh, God.
Yeah, we have a visitor.
Oh, have we? Whoa, who is that?
Bonanza just went by you. I don't
Yeah,
know, probably someone we know.
probably.
I'd have to turn nameplates back on.
Yeah, I don't like having them on.
Either that or just some rando that was coming through the area.
Could be, I don't know. Whoever it was humming. That was a Bonanza?
That's what it was on my screen.
Okay. I didn't get a good enough look.
Oh, they're still down there.
Moving pretty good for. Are they? I don't see them.
Yeah, they're at your 11
Oh,
o'clock.
they slowed down. So it's got to be somebody
They're-
joining
yeah.
us.
They're down there.
Now I wish I had nameplates on, but I'm not going to go into settings to turn them on. They should join us in the voice chat so we know who they are. Am I still here?
Hmm?
Oh. My Discord seems to be frozen, so I wasn't sure if I was still here.
Okay.
Oh, there it is. It's free now. Get locked up for a minute. I lost sight of you guys because I was looking at the other screen. Oh, there you are.
I went to join up with that Bonanza.
Yeah, I see
They're,
it.
they're just flying along. I don't know what they're doing.
Might just be somebody else.
I guess they are still flying the general direction. Oh no, you're well. I just came right at you.
You just buzzed me, yeah.
Yep. I misjudged what angle you were at.
They look like they're about to fly into that mountain over there. Oh, here they are, turn them back. There's Mount Snow.
Oh, it looks like they're converging again.
Now it looks like the imagery for that mountain has some patches of snow on it. Must have been grabbed in the spring.
Bonanza's tailing us now.
Cool. Last week we passed by Mount Monadnock, and you can just see it in the distance if you look to your left. It's on the horizon over there.
Just to the left. Oh, very far out there?
Yep. And then that little hump to the south of it is Wachusett Mountain. Everything's so close together in the northeast. Yeah, there's spots of snow on the slopes. That's pretty cool. So that imagery must have been captured in like April time frame. Or maybe even early May. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, I think I'm just going to stick to my track and head over those mountains. So I'm going to come up to 4,000 feet. Actually, I'm going to come up to 4,500.
I'm actually getting pretty low on fuel.
Are you? I have a half a tank still. If you want to cut the corner and start heading over, or land here and grab some fuel, I can circle for a minute.
There's an airfield here. I think I'll be fine getting there. I just won't have like the FAA mandated reserve. So shh, don't tell anyone.
Get some altitude you can glide in. Of course, you use a bunch of
But
fuel
then I have
getting
to
the
burn
altitude.
a bunch of fuel.
Yeah.
Actually, I think this thing does this tell me? Like
Is that you to my left, or is that them?
I'm using 8.3 gallons an hour.
Somebody's way out to my left over that mountain.
The Bonanza is around here somewhere.
Okay, that must be them.
Last I saw, they were flying pretty low.
Yeah.
You said you climbed up?
I'm at 4,500.
Oh yeah, you have the Bonanza below you, I think.
Oh, that's you off to my right then?
Yeah, I'm way over here.
Okay.
I'm heading over to this highway to sort of follow it in.
Yep. Route 9, the Molly Stark Trail. I've probably driven that 10,000 times.
At this point, we're like straight.
I'm about to hit some light clouds. I'm a little worried. Let's see what happens. I'm at -2 Celsius. Oh, there's a really good soft serve joint down there. I can see it. Not open this time of year. All right, time to make my turn.
You guys are way out there. I'm gonna head about a 280, which is kind of directly towards it.
Yep. Yeah, I'm going to be coming in at like a 300, so I won't have much correction to do as I come in. That's why I'm swinging out this way. Oh, windmills, those didn't used to be there. Yeah, I see you ahead of me. Are you still following the highway or the road, or are you just gonna shoot straight now? Did I drop? Nope, I'm talking. Oh, you're muted.
Oh, sorry, yeah. Yeah, I'm following the highway right now, but I'm gonna head straight in.
Okay. Alright, I'm over the reservoir, so I'm probably, looks like probably 4 or 5 miles behind you. I am about 13 miles from the airport. Ish. 14 miles from the airport.
About 10 miles.
Okay. I do have an appointment next Saturday in the morning, so I should be back in time to start the stream. I think.
Well, now I got low fuel warnings in both tanks.
Oh, you're actually getting warnings. Okay, I didn't realize you were that.
That means I'm below.
And there's
These
nothing.
things are.
There's nothing between here and the airport, so you got to make it.
Yep. Oh, I'll make it.
I can see the airport flashes already.
Yeah, same here.
At my 9 o'clock, I can see Mount Greylock. I'm going to come down 500 feet to 4,000. Start a nice, slow, gentle approach. Yeah, coming in from this side, you got to come off these mountains and then glide into the airport. Which, I mean, there's plenty of distance. It's still, but it's not like a nice, gentle It's not one where you can glide in from, 15 miles away and come in nice and low over the landscape. You gotta do it a little sharper, which is more proper anyway, so. Did you clear that last ridge yet? It looks like you're just about there.
I got just less than 5 miles to go.
So you should be already good to descend then, because you're past that.
Yeah, I just cleared the ridge a few seconds ago.
Yeah, that road that twists through there is not fun in the winter, especially when I lived on top of that mountain and I had a sports car. It was really smart living in northern Vermont, or not northern Vermont, in Vermont in the winter. That hill is a bastard in the snow. .16 knot headwind where I am.
Orange State traffic, Carbon Cub, November 9023 Whiskey is on a 3-mile final for full stop.
Not the best time for you to get on my lap, buddy. Here. Go get in your bed, Dude, I'm flying here. I have a cat on my lap. Insisting on attention.
I mean, there were a lot of options there, but cat was pretty much the top of the list.
Well, you should see him. Now he's trying to lay on his back on my lap while I'm flying. I can't do this. Dude, you're too big. When you weigh 3 pounds, you could do this. At almost 11 pounds, it doesn't work. You're too big. I'm on an approach here. Get off my lap. He's just going to circle around and come back again. Dude, no. Uber. There you go. Stay there for a few minutes, and after I land, you can get on my lap. Pretty sure it violates some FAA regulation for me to have a cat on my lap while I'm landing. I don't know where the Bonanza is. I haven't been watching. Oh, they're above me, behind me. Okay. I want to know if that's part of the community that joined us.
Well, once I get on the ground, I'll turn nameplates on.
You're pretty close, it looks like.
I'm landing right now.
Moore State says in November 16413 is 4 miles out. Runway 31 to land.
Oh, I got more lunch hats in here.
Moore State traffic, Carbon Cub 9023 Whiskey is clear to the runway.
Says in November 16413 on final. Moore State. We did that backwards. I was watching a video and they were talking about air traffic control in the UK. It is quite a bit different. It's run by some quasi-private company, and the airlines pay in to get air traffic control. So I guess if you're like a private GA pilot, air traffic control doesn't want anything to do with you. They're just like pretty much you're on your own.
Really?
Yeah, when you get into controlled areas, they'll give you like very curt directions of just to stay out of the way of the other traffic. It was really interesting. There was a series I was watching about crossing the Atlantic in a Cessna. They do it in a T210 Cessna. And when they got to UK airspace, the guys landed and they're like, what the heck is this all about? And there was a guy at the airport, another pilot, who was like, oh yeah, if you're flying GA here, you're kind of on your own.
500.
That's weird.
Yeah, it is. It
Well,
was,
I was watching a guy fly in real life in sort of around London. He was navigating around airspaces, and at one point he did go through somebody's class
coming in
airspace.
really hot.
To basically pass right over the runway. So I mean, it seemed normal. There are different conventions, but he was in a Cessna.
I am really hot here. Second bounce.
You were triple-digit speeds coming in there.
Shh. Shh. How do you know? How do you know? You didn't see anything. Yeah, that was bad. That was really bad. More
You're
state
off the
says
runway
that.
and everything.
More state says the 413 is about to be clear of the runway. Maybe I do good with that UK air traffic control.
That Bonanza, by the way, is MAVE, M-A-V-E, 1628,
I don't recognize
and
them.
they kept going. I think
Okay.
they were just coincidental,
That's cool. That's almost even better.
right?
Yeah.
Somebody who's just like happened to be flying around. I've done that a few times. I'm like out in the middle of nowhere. I'm like, there's a plane right here. Cool. Let's fly. Join up.
All right. We are here. Parking brake on.
Let's see if I can get a courtesy car here at the FOB. Go in for brunch and coffee.
Well, considering it's 3 in the afternoon, you're probably not going to get very far on brunch. But
Late lunch.
all right, this will be the end of the stream. I am going to disconnect the stream now. Thanks for watching and all that stuff, and be around next week.